Python allows us to extract a portion of a string using a technique called slicing. But before diving into slicing, let's quickly revisit how indexing works. Let's create a string blue sky and assign it to a variable named word. To access just the first character, we use word in parenthesis 0 since indexing starts at 0. When I run this, you can see we return B for blue sky. But what if we want the first 4 letters of the word instead of just one? How do we extract the substring blue from blue sky? We continue to use the variable word and square brackets to define our slice. Now we type the index 0 till 4 inside the brackets where 4 is the stop index, which is not included in the slice. Now let's print it. Print word 4. Running this returns blue, which includes the characters at positions 0, 1, 2, 3. When starting from the beginning, we can omit the starting index and just write 4, like this. This will still return blue, just written in a more concise way. Now here's a challenge. Can you think of another way to retrieve blue from blue sky using slicing? I'll give you a hint. Consider using a technique called as negative indexing. Now, if you're thinking of using negative indexing, you're absolutely right. We can type print word colon -3. Now let's run it. Since -3 corresponds to the character S, slicing up to that but not including it returns blue. Now let's say we want to store the result blue in a new variable. We can do this like this. Let's give new word is equal to word colon 4. Now let's print the new word. Now new word contains blue and you can reuse it elsewhere in your code. Now let's try to extract the last 3 letters of the word blue sky. To do this, we want to start from the character S, which is at the index 4, and go up to but not including index 7. Now here's the code. Now we'll give print word 4 colon 7. This returns sky, the last 3 characters. And just like before, since we are slicing from index 4 to the end, we can simplify this by omitting the second number. So we can also rewrite this as print word 4 colon. This tells Python to start from the 4th index and continue to the end of the string. Now here's a question. Can we extract sky using negative indexing? Think about what character index we need to start from. Well, S is at the index -3 in blue sky. So, to slice from S, we need to go from S to the end. Let's try it. Print word -3. This gives us sky again. Another valid way to get the same result using negative indexing. When you omit the start index in slicing, Python assumes you want to start from the beginning of the string. And when you leave out the end index, it assumes you want to go all the way to the end. So, If we use slicing with only a colon, then let's see what happens. You'll get the full string back. That is blue sky. This is super useful when you don't know the exact length of the string and just want to copy it or access it entirely. Now there's another powerful tool in slicing, which is the step value. A third number we can add to the slicing syntax. Let's take a look. Now if we write we are telling Python start at index 1 and go up to but not including the index 6, which is y. Now this gives us LUESK. But what if we want to skip the characters? We can add a step value. Now let's try this. Print word 126 colon 2. This tells Python start at index 1, skip every other character, that is the step size of 2, that goes from L to E, then K. So what is the output? We get L, E, K. Start at 1, then skip 2 characters, that is E, and then we get K. Now let's look at another example of slicing and all the operations. Now let's begin with a simple slice. Here we take the string hello world and slice it from the index 0 up to but not including index 5. That gives us the word hello. Remember, slicing always stops just before the stop index. Next, let's look at omitting the start index. When we leave out the start index, Python assumes we want to begin from the very start, that is index 0. So text colon 5 also returns hello, omitting the end index now. Now, if we skip the end index, Python goes all the way to the end of the string. It starts at the index 7 and returns world. Next is omitting both start and the end. When both start and end are omitted, it gives us the entire string. This is a common trick used to make a copy of the string. Next, using negative indexes. Negative indexes count from the end of the string. So, text -6 colon means start from 6 characters before the end. That's world. And the text colon colon -7 slices everything before the last 7 characters, giving us hello. Next is slicing with step. The third value in a slice is the step. Now, if we give colon colon 2 means take every second character from the start to the end. So this skips every other character, resulting in HLO space OL exclamation. Next, we have reversing a string. This is a fun one. When you give a step of -1, Python moves backwards through the string, effectively reversing it. So text colon colon -1 gives us hello world backwards in the reverse. Next we have is partial reverse. We give text starting from 7 till the index 0 and we are going backwards. So one step -1. That gives us W space comma OLLE. Next we have is the invalid slices. Now let's say we have if the start index is greater than the stop index and we don't use a negative step, Python returns an empty string. It does not return an error. It just does not return anything, just nothing. Next we have is the out of range index. Even if your stop index is beyond the length of the string, Python won't complain. It simply stops at the last character. So text 0 to 100 still prints the whole string. Next is copying a string. Even if your stop index, slicing from the start to the end using colon, is a handy trick to duplicate a string. This does not change the original. Instead, it creates a fresh copy and it is stored in new underscore text. And we can print new underscore text. So that's a wrap on string slicing in Python. We can also try combining these techniques to extract, reverse, or transform strings in our own project.